going to have to be more aggressive. All right. Now, whether that is, daily trading, and again, daily trading, I know when I first started out, my goal is to make 20 pips a day. 20 pips a day. All right. I have traders ask me to this day, I've been trading now live and full time for over a decade. I have traders that ask me to this day, Chris, all I need is a system that helps me make like 50 pips a day. Yeah, we all want that system. I want that system. I still want that system. But the reality is, look, 20 pips a day, what about this? Instead of 20 pips a day, what about 100 pips a week? If you bought yourself enough time to trade the best setup for the week, do you think you could produce 100 pips? Because I think you can. I think the market is much more generous if we are patient in finding a good trade versus settling for something that's mediocre that we're like, well, I'm just going to trade today. I have to trade today. This is my job. Well, I like to show up when the market wants to move. I like to show up when the market's willing to give us a better setup. I like to show up when the probabilities are in our favor. Sometimes day to day, the market doesn't do much.
He shoots.
Sometimes it does a lot. We can get lucky and we can enjoy the benefits and the generosity, but if we're in the mindset of 20 pips a day, by the time you hit plus 20, you're very rarely looking for more. So when I am patient, 100 pips a week, if that's what I'm looking at as far as my expectation, I have turned in, 500 pip weeks. I've turned in 1,000 plus pip weeks by just coming to the same market, the same setup, thinking I'm going to wait for the best setup. I can make 100 pips this week. And if that 100 pips turns into a moving bullish trend or bearish trend, or we jump on board and all of a sudden we're up 50 pips or 100 pips and we lock in our stop and it keeps going, we might get that generosity. We might turn a 100 pip trade or 100 pip profit into 200, 300, 400 pips. We might have an alignment that pops up on a Tuesday or Wednesday that's like, look, we have to take those trades and we can generate more than what we expect. So this was my transition. Small amounts of small targets are great. Now, you can grow your account, but it does get a little bit more noisy for a day trader. Also, the commissions and charges get pretty high too. So I like to set it up as just the expectation is give yourself time, trade a little bit smaller, go after more pips. I mean, again, I'm speaking from personal experience here, but my patience is rewarded. I don't have to force any trades. I can let the market come to me. So daily trading, it is a little bit more of a grind. In and out of the market, it's expensive with costs and rollovers, swaps. The good thing is stress-wise, if you can check in and check out, you're not carrying trades over. There are trades that I'm taking now, I'm going to carry it over through the weekend. I'm going to carry it over, day by day. I might hold trades for several weeks. But if the trade is set up here and it's not invalid and it goes my way, if this is, 200 pips, I'll let it go. If it's never invalid, I'll let it go. And I try to hit my profit target and I will just move my stop along the way. So I'm trying to go after more pips. Okay? So can you do that with a small account? Let me ask you a question. This will start wrapping up the video here. Again, if you like this, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to this channel. Here's what I say. I know traders that take accounts of all different sizes and they double those accounts and they triple those accounts. And here's what they do. And here are some other videos I'll be teaching you in this video series, okay? When it comes to a movement where we have a projected move from point A to point B, all right? Now, this is not, A, B, C, D. This is nothing like that. This is literally just starting point, ending point. If we have a projected move here, I know traders that are in, I don't care if you have, a $500 account, a $1,000 account, or you're talking about $20 to $50 to $100,000. I have seen traders in this account equivalent, $20, $40, $50,000 that have doubled accounts with exactly what I'm talking about right here. Okay? Now, future video, you have to stay tuned. Other modules, when I talk about price patterns and market structure, you want to pay close attention to that video. Okay? So this is what we're identifying. We're identifying the market structure. We're identifying areas to buy low. And we know where we are going. That's the most important thing when it comes to direction and destination, is we know where we're going. Now, does it take conviction? Absolutely. You have to believe that the market wants to go here before it goes here, right? Now, if you're going to trade it small, trade it small. This might be a group of trades right here. We'll just call this group one. Okay, if you can see this, this is group one. Group one. So I'm going to basically take some small trades. And like I said, in other videos, I'm going to go into much greater detail on how we can dissect these patterns and trade these areas. But group one. I will reserve a group two if it goes a little bit lower. Okay, this would be group two. Now, as price finally confirms, as price finally starts to go our way, we have to be willing to add to our winners. Add to our winners. Add to our winners. And once we are within a whisper of this destination, this is our destination. Once we are within, I'd say 100 pips, 50 pips, closing in on that destination, then we are going to start taking lots of profit off the table. Okay, so group one, group two, and then we start looking at group three of entries, group four of entries, group five of entries. Oftentimes when I find myself in pattern trades, I will build a position of maybe 2 to 3 entries and build it up to 15 or 20 entries. You know, it's not over leveraging. It's all within, you know, my equity management. But as my account is seeing price move this way, I'm also increasing my P&L. My unrealized profits are growing as price is going our way. And therefore, I actually have more margin to work with. I have more capital to work with because I'm using unrealized profits. Okay? So test the water. Have a backup plan. This would be my exit strategy of a certain dollar amount or a certain percentage. We have to still have an exit. We have to have some, you know, mercy rule if something doesn't go our way. But we have our primary tester trade, okay, our group. We have a plan B, and then this is the big thing. It's just about confirmation. All of this over here is confirmation. Okay, that's all this is. Once we start seeing confirmation, and we have the conviction to hold this trade, this confirmation is everything. There might be one giant catalyst in the market that creates it, but that confirmation is what tells us this is good. If we got filled here, we've got a nice base position. If we didn't get filled here, we have group one. We're not in anything here, but we have confirmation. Now we're in group one. We're going to start adding over here, adding over here, adding over here, and we are playing with house money. We're playing with dollars. We're playing with percents. We're getting the growth that we want. I have seen traders with small accounts go from $500 to $1,000. I've seen traders with thousands of dollars go to 10. I've seen literally $40,000 to $50,000 accounts double on these trades. Now, does it take some guts? Does it take some panache and some moxie? Yes, it takes all the above, but it can be done. So if you're trading a daily time frame, you can make money this way. If you're trading a smaller time frame and scalping, you can still make money. Now, I, for one, believe that it's easier to plan these trades from start to finish on a higher time frame. And if I'm working with a 500 pip area or a 1,000 pip area, that gives me a lot more patience to stay in the trade. If I'm watching every single day the price go up 10 ticks and down 10 ticks and moving up and down a couple, it drives me crazy. It's way too much to focus on. It's way too much risk, in my opinion, every single day. But to see a trade like this come along, look, this trade will come along 20 to 30 times a year, okay, on a variety of time frames. This trade, something like this sets up every single week, but we have to find it. So set the expectations. Are we going after daily targets? Are we setting ourselves up for a little bit more time? Weekly expectations. Okay, if I start trading in January to December, if I do the right thing, I'm going to be profitable. All right. Now, if that profit for me is 20%, I'm happy with that. With the capital that I have now, 20% returns is fantastic. When I was first trading, I wasn't worried about my percents. I was worried about I want to make money. So I was more aggressive. I had a strategy that was conducive to, daily trading. I was going after bigger trade sizes. I was going after more money, but also I had to emotionally get used to the drawdowns. That was hard. I was taking losses. I would lose. 1 week I lost $2,000 in a week. I didn't feel like I could afford to do that. So my backup plan was, I need to find another way. So a lot of what I've done in my trading is I've switched my mindset. I've switched my plan to make sure that I can be profitable with more consistency. So whether that's a higher time frame, a different way and different structure that I'm trading, it works for me. Now, of course, I can go into more details. I will go into more details in future videos on specific price patterns and structure and how we can buy low and exactly how we're going to pinpoint, where to buy and all these timings, because we can't control the timing, right? We know whereabouts to buy from. We know whereabouts to sell from. But if we can map out the market, and this is what I want you to think about. I want you to think about mapping out the market from point A to point B, or start to finish. And if you start mapping out the markets like this, you can build these little groups, you can add to those winning positions, and this destination is going to be like running through the finish line. This destination is going to be like holding out your hand and just watching wads of cash pile up. That's fun, all right? It's hard to go back to normal trading. It's hard to go back to daily trading when you have this type of profit. When you experience this a handful of times, it's hard to go back to anything else because you're not forcing anything, right? You're not forcing a trade. You are letting the market come to you. You're building the area. You're still using good equity management, and you're buying yourself the time. You're seeing the sample size because you're noticing these patterns repeat themselves. And from start to finish, reach the destination, protect your profits, see it, protect it, collect it. Okay? That's going to do it for this installment of Keep It Seriously Simple. I'm Chris Pulver. Again, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel. More videos coming very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.